If you're wondering how often to send out surveys, you're not alone. At the end of the day, the survey frequency depends on the purpose of your survey, as well as the available resources, needs, and goals of your organization. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 different categories of surveys depending on their data collection frequency: one-off surveys, ongoing surveys, and effect surveys. I'm also going to talk about how to combine these different types of surveys to make sure that they have the biggest impact. One-off surveys are sent once a year or less. They can be longer and more comprehensive than surveys sent at a higher frequency. They are useful at gathering insights in a specific moment in time, as well as provide a complete picture of a specific topic or a range of topics. In Enalyzer, the yearly employee and customer satisfaction surveys are categorized as one-off projects. Even though we benchmark the results to the previous year, the resources needed and the state of project planning match a one-off survey project. One-off surveys can be useful for specific purposes. For instance, if your organization launches a new product, you can send out a survey to gauge the experience of your customers with that specific launch. Ongoing surveys are designed to track progress over time, and they can be sent at regular frequencies, or they can be triggered by specific events or transactions. An employee pulse survey is a common example of an ongoing survey. These can be sent biannually, quarterly, monthly, weekly, or even daily. It really depends on what you're measuring, the purpose of the project, and most importantly, how often your organization can follow up on the results. Transaction-based surveys, meaning surveys that are triggered by a specific event, or in the name transaction, are also a great example of ongoing surveys. For instance, a customer service and support survey can be sent to a customer once their query has been solved, or an employee exit survey can be sent to an employee after they quit. Ongoing surveys can sound resource heavy, so often we rely on automations and integrations to reduce manual labor and also to make sure you follow up quickly and timely. With Enalyzer, you can use a variety of automations and integrations to handle your ongoing surveys, such as our recurring surveys automation, webhooks, Zapier automations, as well as integrate with Azure Active Directory. When it comes to reporting, you can use Enalyzer's time series chart to track the changes over time. Make a plan on how often you're going to track these changes and also how you're going to follow up on the results. Effect surveys, also known as impact surveys, are used to measure the effectiveness of a specific intervention or program. They are designed to have a pre-intervention and post-intervention survey measuring the same thing. Therefore, they require careful planning and execution to get accurate results. Effect surveys are commonly used in health organizations, where you fill out a survey about the state of your health or pain before and after a specific treatment or procedure. However, they can also be used to test information campaigns or strategic organizational initiatives. For example, nowadays organizations are concerned about cyber crimes, and they have to make sure that their employees are using their technological devices as intended. You can use effect surveys to measure the effectiveness of cybersecurity programs for your employees. To inspire you and make sure you make the most out of your surveys, I'm going to share 3 different strategies on combining the different types that we've spoken about so far. First off, you can combine a one-off survey with an effect survey. For instance, let's say that you conduct the employee engagement survey. A good way to measure the effectiveness of your action plans is to do a follow-up survey. You can send it yourself, or even better, you can let managers send it themselves with the Enalyzer collectors feature. Now, the idea is not to send to everyone and to not send the same questions either. What you should do instead is send it to the departments or teams that have had a low score. For example, that would be 3 or below on a 5-point scale. those teams and departments would get the questions on the themes where they scored low. Another approach is to combine a one-off survey with an ongoing survey. So let's take an annual employee engagement survey as an example. Again, based on those results, you can supplement it with an employee pulse survey. Now, the employee pulse survey can have 10 of the same questions as the engagement survey. Those questions need to be related to your organizational priorities and strategies for the workplace. In the Enalyzer consulting department, we find that the questions that are in the pulse survey tend to perform better year by year in the annual engagement survey. And that's because when managers and employees talk about these things at a regular interval, they're more likely to think about it in their daily operations. Last but not least, the best combination is to have an actual strategy. The most popular strategies that our organizations have when it comes to surveys are the employee experience and customer experience concepts. By having different surveys at different frequencies in the both customer and employee life cycles, you make sure to measure vital touch points. To get to know more about which surveys your organization should conduct, check out the videos on the employee experience and customer experience surveys that we have.